So I was going to get in the shower and then I got distracted, which is what usually happens in my life. And I figured, let me go ahead and dismantle this toilet tank apparatus. So let me position you guys into my toilet tank and let's get to doing some grown folk stuff. Okay guys, so the first thing you do is turn off your water supply completely to the toilet. It's usually right next to the side of your toilet or right behind the toilet itself, but turn it off completely. Now what issue I was having was I was hearing water. The hiss that I was hearing was water seeping from the top of this little arm. Now this little arm is what triggers your little floater to shut off the water. Well, when there's something awry up in here, even though your little arm rises, when the water in the tank rises, it keeps flowing. So the YouTube said my little valve, my little stopper, my little plug, my little something or other seal in here might be broken or just really, really dirty. So what you do is, and you got to be a little rough. You're like, oh, it's plastic and it's thin and it's going to break. Don't be scared, because I was. You just kind of manhandle this little top. There's little grooves down here in the back, on the side right here, and then a little bit you can grip in the back here. Just grab it, manhandle it a little, and pop it up. Okay, and it pops right up. Okay, see, I was scared to do it because I just knew I was going to break something, but no, I was pretty rough with it the first few times. Nothing broke. So we take this little cap off. So you see this little piece right here? Under this little piece is the little seal or the little rubber valve that is probably malfunctioning or just filthy dirty. But you need to access it. In order to do that, you have to lift and twist this little plastic piece. But before you do that, you have to take off this little screw thing. You see this little screw thing? Now this is how you adjust your it's a little, looks like a giant screw, and it's what you twist this way or twist that way to adjust the level of water you want in your tank. Now all you have to do is you have to pull this little thing out of the little gripper. Again, don't be scared to pull hard. You're gonna have to. I grab the arm here, I grab this little bit here, and then with my thumb I just pull at the little screw part and it pops right out. See, I didn't break anything, it popped right out. So now this is independent and it'll be able to pull out itself. And how you do that is you see this little arm here and this little arm here, you gotta pick those up and twist and then it pops right out. But if you have nails like I do, it can be a little difficult. I really struggled with this yesterday, but now I've learned that if I use a couple, this fingernail with this one and this fingernail with this one, I can lift and twist. Also use the little arm for some leverage, you know, to help you maneuver. So try and get in there, try and get under. Y'all see my nail is under there? Can y'all see that? Y'all can't see that. Okay, y'all see how my nail is under there? And then I'm going to get my nail under this one, and then I'm going to twist, and it pops right out. Okay? Now this little thing is what I thought was the issue yesterday. They said sometimes they get dirty, they get full of lime and calcium, and it was disgusting, guys. So I took a toothbrush, some hot water and soap, and I scrubbed the heck out of it, both sides, and then I put it back in. You put your little nibby back into the little pokey and put it back in. I put it back in, figuring that would have fixed the issue. Okay, I twisted it back in, snapped it, readjusted everything, and it did not work. Water kept leaking out from under here. So more than likely, I didn't need to just clean this. I'm going to need a new one. But I don't want to go all the way to Home Depot to find this little piece, come home and find out that it's the whole mechanism. Okay. So what I'm going to do this morning, I'm going to put this back. Okay. And you put it back by just lining it up and snapping. Okay. I'm going to put it back because I found out yesterday during more snooping around on YouTube that I can remove this whole mechanism, take it to Home Depot or Lowe's, buy a new one, and then replace it. And how you do that, now there's two ways to do it. You can do the plumber way, where you go up under the toilet and unscrew the bottom and unscrew the water line. Ain't nobody trying to do all that, okay? If YouTube says there's another option that works, I'm going to go for it. Now, apparently, and we're going to do this for the first time today together, apparently under this here mechanism, okay, there is a little piece. Let me see if I can get you guys down here, because I do see it I'm a little scared, but I do see it. There is a little collar. Yeah, okay, come on. Let's get in here. Okay, I'm going to use a toothbrush to point some things out. Okay, but inside the tank, this is the whole mechanism, okay? Now, apparently you can remove some of this by lifting this little thing. Yes, this is a toothbrush I use for scrubbing. Don't gross out. Y'all see this little thing right here? This little bracelet looking thing right here? Apparently you can lift that up and remove this whole thing. And then just take that and replace it. So that's what we're going to attempt to do. Let me dismantle this again. I was trying to give you a good visual of that little plastic piece that I have to lift up. So I put this back together. So I'm just going to move it back out. Okay, so according to the Google, I should be able to lift this little cuff, this little bracelet looking thing up and pull the whole mechanism out, leaving me a tube, which is what the plumbers would also replace. But according to YouTube, you don't need to replace the whole thing. You just attach a new mechanism on top of the tube. But before you do that, you have to remove your little water line from this little hole that it connects to. So you just, okay, yay. Pull the little water line off of the hole. Now let's go for it. So I'm going to lift the little bracelet thing, and I'm supposed to just pull. What the heck? Oh my gosh, guys, it worked. Yay, thank you, YouTube. Okay, so see what's left behind? That is what your plumber would replace if they're going to come replace the whole thing. If they're going to replace a faulty fill valve, they'll go under the tank and unscrew it and unscrew your water line and replace this whole thing. But according to YouTube, you don't have to. All I do now is go to Home Depot and buy this new piece. I'm going to take it with me just to be sure that I'm buying the right thing. I'm attaching the little cap back on it too, just so I know exactly what I'm looking for. I believe this is a Fluidmaster, but I'm going to attach that to that, dry it off, and take it with me to Home Depot and go buy one of these. Now, it's going to come with this tube, but we're not going to need it. So supposedly I can just slide it back in there, snap it, reattach my water line to it, and we're going to be good. So how stinking awesome. I feel so grown right now. Okay, guys, so let's get to the toilet fixing of it all. This is a new one. My understanding is I only have to use this bit. So I lift the little bracelet, pull this off, which is this, okay? New one, old one. I hope the issue is not with that one, but if it is, I'm going to hold on to this just in case. Now, according to the powers that be, all I have to do now is slide this piece over here. So let's give it a shot. And if I remember correctly, it was positioned this way. Okay, so push down, level it to where I can put, oh shoot, I didn't put on gloves. And if this is what made me react, too late now. But you're going to put your little doohickey here into the little spigot there, connect it, and then adjust the little bracelet down, put it in place. I just put it down some. I think I'm doing that right. Okay. Now, in a perfect world, I can turn the water on and it should work. I'm going to turn the water on. Let's see what happens. Okay, it is filling. In a perfect world, as the tank fills up, this little bobble will start lifting, raising the arm to stop it. And now my water level is set to here. Can y'all see that right there? It should stop there, but I haven't noticed. Oh, there it's moving. I was going to say I haven't noticed the floater moving. Now, if it doesn't stop where it's supposed to stop, that's where you adjust here to lower the water or raise the water depending on how much water you want. Now we're almost at the water line that I had it set on. Do I feel the drip down here? No, I'm being so paranoid. Now we're at the water line and it hasn't stopped. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to twist this down a couple notches. Okay. I had to twist. Oh, but it keeps going. Where is the water draining to? Is it the flapper? It's the flapper. Y'all hear that? See, I'm going to push the flapper down. When it stops, listen. I push the flapper down, it stops. I raise up off the flapper, listen. Okay. That's fine, little toilet. That's fine. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn the water off again. Okay. We're going to turn off the water again. So I'm going to flush, get all the water out of the tank. Okay. And we are going to use the flapper. Okay. We're going to use a flapper that came with the new valve. So all we're going to do is take the little hook off. See, snappy doodle, up and up. Gonna take the hook off of the arm. So now we're gonna put in our new flappery-doo. We're gonna pop the little arm, pop this little guy into the little arm down yonder till it snaps, okay? Hopefully that's gonna be a good one. Then you get your little chain and your hook, and you connect it to whichever one of these little levers you want to use. Now, this is where I end up getting in trouble sometimes, because sometimes the chain will be too long and get caught under, which is usually where I screw up with these. So, I usually go for the middle here. That way my little chain doesn't get stuck. Okay, so the new flapper's in. Let's try it again. Turn the water on. I don't hear any water loss, guys. Let's wait a bit. Nope, that was it. It was the flapper, so I replaced just the top half. Just this top half without having to go in under the toilet and take out the long rod. I just replaced the top half, okay? And then we had some water loss, so I replaced my little old flapper with a new flapper that came with it. And it works. It works, guys. I did it. I feel so accomplished. I feel like a big girl. I can do it. I love it when I'm able to figure stuff out. I really, really do. It's awesome, okay? It is stinking awesome. And no more hissing, no more leaking. So yay! Okay, so recap. I did purchase the entire toilet fill valve and flapper. In my case, it was the Fluidmaster 400CR for my little older toilet. There's all kinds out there. I did not have to replace the little pipe that goes in the toilet that attaches to the flapper. I just simply lifted up this little, bracelet and pulled it out. Okay. So that's it. That's it. I mean, if you had wanted to, or if you have enough knowledge, enough know-how, enough patience to go ahead and remove this from the toilet. I mean, I didn't want to monkey around like that. But it worked. It worked. So now I'm going to keep these parts. I am going to keep the little rod and the little extra arm. See the little extra arm? And then it has these little bits and bobbles that attach this thing to your toilet, and then they provide you a hose. It's pretty long. Mine is pretty short, but they provide you a hose. I guess you can cut to fit. But yeah, I'm so excited. I'm so proud of myself. I love it. So this is going in the garbage. I don't need it anymore. And it's quiet. And truth be told, it hadn't been quiet in here for quite some time because I kept hearing a little hiss, and that's what it was. Now that I'm thinking about it, what if this entire time it was the flapper losing water, making my valve continuously refill the tank? But no, it wasn't, because I didn't hear the noise coming from the flapper. I recognize that one from the bathroom downstairs. And there, this was leaking. Yeah. See, I second guessed myself, guys. So this initially was leaking. When I would pull the tank off, like, what is that noise? There was water coming out through here, water dribbling down through here. It was just a mess. So there was little bubbles coming out through here. So when I pulled this cap off, the little rubber thingy in there was coated in lime. And then when I cleaned it off and put it back in there, it kept leaking and dripping. This one is not leaking. It is not dripping. So this definitely needed to be replaced. See, don't second guess yourself, okay? I went from proud to, what if I messed up? No, I didn't mess up. It's awesome, okay? So